Okay, this question was asked by Carl about why is Rand Paul so uh, angry or so against Dr. Fauci? And what I got was that he's one of those, but he's not like full on MAGA, so it's not like he's just a 45 sycophant, Frump loyalist who anybody who's against Frump, he'll attack like an attack dog. Um, so it's not that. He's not pure MAGA, pure loyalist. It's more of a personal thing where I feel like Rand Paul feels like Dr. Fauci lied about the testing and for who created the virus. Was it natural? Did we contribute to testing? Now, this is one of those videos where this is all for entertainment purposes only, not fact. But what I got intuitively was that Dr. Fauci had good intentions, but he probably hasn't told everything because it's like, and I feel like even Biden told him this, like if the world knew everything, they would lose their mind. And so Dr. Fauci, and remember, Biden pardoned him. And I think there's a reason why he pardoned Dr. Fauci, and it's because we can't know everything. And it's about security, world security, and other countries. And so it's not just about Dr. Fauci, it's about, and I'm actually channeling this right now because I actually did not get this until right now, which is interesting. Dr. Fauci does have some secrets. And Rand Paul is like one of those nosy kids who's opening Pandora's box. And the thing is, sometimes there's just some things that we shouldn't know about completely. And that aligns with Dr. Fauci's character. So I get that there's some falsehood there, so there's some covering of secrets, but it's for national security. And now Trump would love it if Dr. Fauci was complete, like he wanted. He scapegoated him because Dr. Fauci made him look bad, right? But it's not, and he has vengeance against Dr. Fauci, but it's not about that. And for Rand Paul, it's personal. He feels he's against vaccines, and Dr. Fauci is pro-vaccine, and Rand Paul, in my opinion, from what I got intuitively, and just things like that, certain medical things. He's not into doctors and big like Pfizer and big agents of vaccines and whatnot for entertainment purposes only, infiltrating our lives, telling us what we can and can't do with our own bodies, etc. And he's kind of on his own personal vengeance against Dr. Fauci because he feels like he could break open this whole vaccine thing and medicine overriding our personal choices, etc., which we have personal choice. So I feel like it's a personal thing with Rand Paul, and also he senses that there's some cover up. And like I said, I feel like there is, but it's for our national security. And it's just something that we shouldn't know. It's Pandora's box, something we shouldn't know. Now, something also that Spirit showed me was that history books will show that Dr. Fauci had good intentions, whether you like him or not. He had good intentions, and he was there to put out a fire. There was a wildfire spreading from, the radius started in China. There's no doubt about that. It started from China. They suffered horribly and first, and then if you remember it, I remember the scenes on the news of it being in Italy and people in Italy being sick and having to wear masks, and then it spread, and then finally it's in America. I feel like I had it in January 2020 because I was really sick, and I just, looking back, I was like, oh yeah, I had it. I know I had it. It wasn't like the flu. And in fact, I went to a clinic and they tested me and they said it wasn't the flu, it wasn't strep throat, it wasn't anything. It was nothing, but I was deathly ill. And then what's funny is when it spread out in America in March 2020, I didn't get it because I'd already had it. I really feel that. I really feel I had already had it. Anyway, so Dr. Fauci there was a wildfire and it was spreading all over the world and it was coming to America. And Dr. Fauci was there to put out the fire. He was the fire hydrant or fire retardant or whatever. And 45 had information months ahead of time, knew it was a 100-year deadly virus, like the Spanish flu, knew it would kill millions of people, and had this information, knew it was going to come here, and yet he was willfully negligent because he didn't want him to look bad. He didn't want to look bad. Also, I kind of feel like 45, for entertainment purposes only, kind of like the idea of it spreading everywhere and unaliving a whole bunch of Democrats. That's what I feel, but that's speculation, entertainment purposes only. Okay. Dr. Fauci, however you feel about him, he was the guy who put out the fire. He was there to put out the fire. And 45 was the fire starter. He was the guy with the oil over the fire. And every time Dr. Fauci would start to get progress, people wearing masks, social distancing, all these things, then here goes 45 adding oil to the fire, and people died. 45 was negligent in people's deaths. Dr. Fauci saved lives. That's what the history books will show. And 45 ended people's lives with his willful negligence, plus all the bidding wars and things for masks and ventilators. He literally let people die. They shouldn't have died. Blood on his hands is what Spirit tells me. So, but back to Rand Paul. And again, this is all for entertainment purpose only, not fact. Rand Paul, it's a personal thing. He feels Dr. Fauci's lying. He's opening Pandora's box. But it's also, from what I saw, not fact, could be anti-vaxxer, hates vaccines, hates the medical community interfering in our personal choices for our bodies. And so he just doesn't like Dr. Fauci. Yeah, that's what I get. And what will happen? Well, again, history books will show no matter what they do, I don't think they're going to be able to. I feel like what will happen with Dr. Fauci is the same thing that happened to Comey. It's like a lot of personal public, I can't use the word public, where you ruin someone's name in public. But on a legal standpoint, they can't really stain Dr. Fauci, and he ended up doing more good than harm. And in fact, he didn't do any harm. He did good. He did save lives, and that's what the history books will show. So I think he won't be legally implicated by this because they don't really have any evidence that Dr. Fauci is a bad person. I mean, imagine saying that somebody telling you to wear a mask is a horrible person. You're supposed to wear a mask. And in fact, I feel like I have the recent version of the virus right now. I started to feel sick yesterday, and my daughter was saying that she didn't feel good either. And I was like, my nose is burning, and I never had that. And the only time I've ever had that is when I've had the virus. It's not so bad right now. I feel like, and I've heard other people say that is a much milder version. So anyway, to wrap it up, yeah, that's why Rand Paul doesn't like Dr. Fauci, because he thinks he's lying, and he thinks it's a personal thing that he'll be able to crack open the big bad evil medical community. But it's just not so. Dr. Fauci literally his entire life has been here to save lives, to put out the fire, and to help educate people on preventing deadly viruses, basically. So he's a good guy, and that's what Spirit told me. So I hope that answers the question, Carl. Thanks for watching. Bye.